In this video, I want to give you a sense of what to expect when you first get to insightmaker.com. Some of the content of the page is rather obvious, and some of it's not. So, um, first sight, there's some information, just some images to be attractive, and discussions about various aspects of modeling in InsightMaker. Some discussion about different areas, and there's links on these that you can look at. Each one of these sections will be talked about in more detail in future videos. There's a blurb about Beyond Connecting the Dots, which is a book that Gene Bellinger and Scott Fort Monroe developed in 2013, which is about InsightMaker. Mostly it's about modeling and simulation. It's an ebook with InsightMaker actually embedded in the book so that the models are interactive in the ebook. At the bottom, currently there's an InsightMaker version 5 overview. Version 5 was a major update to the entire graphical interface so that it was more easily or readily usable in a touchscreen environment. This video gets replaced every time that there's a real major update. These are some documentation links that we'll get to in more detail, places to provide feedback, and a mailing list. You notice here on the bottom of the screen it says feedback. We're using Get Satisfaction so that you can go there to report problems that you encounter with InsightMaker, the website, provide thoughts about enhancements that might be added to the environment. And here's a couple of Udemy courses that were done about systems thinking and InsightMaker. This is the home page. The features page is just a listing of the major aspects of InsightMaker that we consider to be relevant to point out, and some of them have links. And on the right side is a table of contents for the online help. It's a good cursory overlook at all of the different features, not in any excruciating detail. You can click on Find Insights. Each time a user creates an insight, and currently there are about 26,000 users of InsightMaker and about a little over 20,000 models in the database. When a person creates a model, they give it a title and they have an option to add a set of tags to it and provide a description for that model. Here you can search on the title and the description, or use the tags, and the tag cloud shows you which tags are used more often than not. In the new Insights tab, it gives you a reverse chronological listing of new models or models that were updated by the user community, so that you can see here that this model was updated 14 minutes and 13 seconds ago. So if you're interested in the kinds of things that people are currently working on, you can come here and walk through the sequence, look at, and there are just pages and pages of things that people are currently developing in process. It's a good place to get ideas for things. The whole idea behind InsightMaker was it's web-based, so it makes it easy to create and share models with other people. The News tab takes you to all of the newsletters that have been sent out. Every other month we do a newsletter about new aspects, new updates. InsightMaker is under ongoing development, so that there are new things added quite regularly. So you can read the old editions of the newsletter, and as soon as you create a username and get an account on InsightMaker, you will be on the mailing list, so that every other month you will receive the newsletter in the email. Help is access to the table of contents for the online help, as well as links to a number of other things. This is an attempt to do sort of an InsightMaker learning environment in something called Kumu, which you could probably wander around and get lost in. It has videos about all of the various functions as well as different kinds of models and a lot of examples that you can access and wander around in. This is an access to Beyond the Connecting the Dots that I mentioned. The community forum, which is actually the Get Satisfaction link. It's the same place that you would get to if you click the feedback button at the bottom, so that you can come here and you can ask questions or share ideas or report a problem about Insight Maker. And the last one is a community mailing list. It's actually a Google group about Insight Maker. If you subscribe to this group, every time that there is any minor update or a bug identified within Insight Maker or a fix to a bug, they're posted here. So being on the mailing list for this group is really beneficial, so you can keep up to date on what's going on within the environment. And then finally, create a free account. If you go here, fill out the username, create yourself a password, provide your email address, and go ahead and fill in the verification and submit this, you will receive an email verifying that the connection with the email is actually you, and then you are free to use Insight Maker to your heart's content. Insight Maker is meant as an environment in which it's very easy to create models, qualitative and quantitative models. A model is typically simply an attempt to promote understanding. It's a simplification of reality, and the idea is that through that development of a model, typically insights will arise which promotes your learning or learning that you wish to share with others. So that the reason that it's called Insight Maker is from the development of models, being a simplification of reality to promote understanding, hopefully insights arise, so it was called Insight Maker. Once you finally get your username and password, you can come here and log in, and you will see the other aspect of this environment, which I will talk about in the next video. So hopefully this provides you sort of an overview of what's accessible from the initial splash page when you get to insightmaker.com. And please note that it's https://insightmaker.com. There is no www. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye.